Okay, welcome back everyone. This is the second video that I'm doing around PicMonkey. My name is Mary Sloan and I am part of the founding membership of System 7 Success, and we really want you to be as successful as you want to be. So we've dedicated our system to empowering you. And as I said in my first video, one of the tools that I use constantly, because I am constantly using images, is PicMonkey. Now, images are so important to a marketer. As I said, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And as we will get into videos, we use images and videos as well. And so this tool becomes absolutely essential. Unless, of course, as I said, you're already Photoshop expert, in which case just go ahead and Photoshop everything as you know how to do. You are way ahead of me. But for those of us who have to use simpler tools, PicMonkey does an absolutely awesome job. So let me take you again to PicMonkey, and we'll show you how we can use PicMonkey to create. In this time, I want to show you how to create memes and different pictures that you might like. Now, as we noted here, you have choices when you get to design. You can do a Facebook cover, you can get a square, you can get different sizes, or you can customize anything and everything. So it doesn't really matter that they give you custom. It's just that those are presets if you want those presets. I'm going to, in this case, not do that. I want to show you how to edit a picture and start from there. Because with a picture, of course, then we can get an image that will allow us to kind of support what we want to say. So what I am first going to do is I am going to go to Google, and hopefully this will follow me. And I am going to look for an quote on Google that I might like. So I'm going to do quotes of famous, I figure famous leaders are great for us, because isn't that what we all want to become? And leaders are leaders because they had the words to persuade people. So let's see what some famous leader quotes might be. And you get all kinds of listings here on Google. 100 best quotes on leadership from Forbes, famous quotes, great quotes from great leaders, famous quotes, etc., etc. And let's see. I like, let me try inspirational quotes, famous quotes about leadership. I figure we can all stand to be inspired. And here's some quotes. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Oh, well, that's kind of exciting. Harold R. McAlinden and also Emerson. I think I've heard it from Emerson. What else have we got? Not the cry, but the flight of a wild duck leads the flock to fly and follow. Oh, interesting. Not quite what I want today, but that's interesting. A Chinese proverb. Leadership, the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. From Dwight D. Eisenhower. Oh, now that's really interesting. There go the people. I must follow them, for I am their leader. Alexander Ledru Rollin. Not sure who he is or she is. I guess Alexandre? Probably a guy. What chance gathers she easily scatters? A great person attracts great people and knows how to hold them together. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. A general is just as good or just as bad as the troops under his command. Make him. General Douglas MacArthur. Well, those are really interesting quotes. Be known for pleasing others, especially if you govern them. Ruling others has one advantage. You can do more good than anyone else. Oh, I like that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that. So I just put my cursor over it and take the whole thing and copy. Okay, I've got it highlighted now in my cursor. Control C. And when I get back to PicMonkey, I'll be able to put it into my picture. So that's how hard it is to get a quote. So then I come back to PicMonkey. Let's make sure I came back to PicMonkey here. Yeah, okay. Now, what I want is to find a picture. Now, I've got some pictures in my Dropbox, and so I can go find them. If you, in fact, need pictures and you want free ones, I will put up a list of places where you can go and get some free images. But while I'm here, perhaps I'll just show you one of my favorite places. So this is a site, freeimages.com. I've always known as stock cha-ching or whatever, but in any event, freeimages.com. And what would I like? Now I'm looking for leadership, so maybe I would like mountains. So I just make sure that this is, see what I get in terms of an image. So there's lots of photos here, and you're free to use most of these photos. They tell you the conditions under which you may use them. So just be sure to read everything when you use them, and make sure you're using them according to how they are required to be used. So one of the things about using this freeimages.com is they are provided by a company called iStockPhoto, and they always provide images at the same time that you could go set up an account and buy from them. So if in fact you don't find anything you like in the free images, you can go and buy something from iStockPhoto. But as I look here, well, there's a beautiful sunset. Oh, I always love sunsets. That's pretty spectacular. Would that be a good picture to have behind an image of leadership? Actually, I quite like that one. I might, in fact, add that one. So I just, actually, I blow it up to a bigger format. And I then press that. I do save image as. Now, it says free image download. So I just make sure that I am not trampling anybody's rights, because it's wonderful that I've got this free site, and I just simply want to be sure not to abuse it. So since it says it's a free image download, I go save image as, and I take it back to, now you're going to see my messy Dropbox, but never mind. I go recent places, just find something that is going to take me to, okay, business quotes will take me to my image bank. Image bank will take me to my backgrounds, and I'll save this purpley sunset in my background so that I have it to use. That's quite a spectacular picture. And with that, I can close that. I can close out of that. I'll put a link underneath where you can, in fact, find this, or go to freeimages.com and you can look for images there. All right, so with that, we're back to PicMonkey. So how do I get to that image that I just put onto my screen? Well, I go up here to Edit. and it says I can choose from my computer. Now, I could choose from Dropbox if it wasn't something that I had downloaded to my Dropbox on my computer. Dropbox is great. You can have it strictly in the clouds, or you can have it on your computer and in the clouds. It's much easier and faster if you put it on your computer, but it does use space. So you have to have big RAM memory. So if your computer's kind of slow, just leave Dropbox in the clouds. So I put that into backgrounds. Where's my backgrounds? There we are. And I called it Purpley Sunset. Let's see if it brings it up, or I can just kind of scroll through these pictures. Might be just as fast. Oops. Seems to have tied things up. Not a good idea. Okay. Okay, there we go. I can put the file name because I remembered it, and that will open it up and bring it into Dropbox. There we are. Coming up, coming up, coming up. Oh, it's a spectacular image. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, I love those colors. Okay, so now that we have this up in my PicMonkey, as you know from watching the first video, we can do all sorts of things with it. So I want to first take a look at the size, because when I get things from FreeImage, they're always very, very large. And when you set up these memes and quotes on pictures, you want them fairly small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it down to 377 by 245, which is a substantially smaller image, and will allow me to be very flexible about it. This will be able to go up on anything and be suitable. So I apply the size, and now I want to apply that quote. So what we do is we go to our text, we choose a font as soon as the fonts come up. Now, because I was playing with a couple of these beforehand, they've gotten up there at the top. Arial Black is always nice and bold and strong. One of my favorites is Lobster 2. Just for fun, let's look at this with Budmo Juggler. And did it actually catch that? Let's see what happens if I add text. Okay, so I got add text in there, and I have the quote, remember, that I had copied, and I can go Control V, and there it is. Oh, and Budmo Juggler is in fact the font. Now, that's probably too big a font for this much writing. So I'm going to change the font. So what would be good? Let's try Francois one. Ah, yes, that's much better. Okay, so now I can just size this so it fits nicely into my picture. I want to keep the author because clearly it is something that was said by a leader, not by me. I want to center this, and of course you can do that with PicMonkey. There you go. You center it, you put it up, and let's take a look at it. Doesn't show up well enough. Okay, so let's try. How about if we make the yellow? Okay, that's pretty good. Now, I don't want the fellow's name quite that big, so I highlight that, and I'm going to make the font on his name a little smaller. So there we go. All right. I think that's pretty attractive. So that's an interesting quote. Be known for pleasing others, especially if you govern them. Ruling others has one advantage. You can do more good than anyone else. That's an interesting thought. I'm really glad I found that quote. Now, I want to make this a little more interesting. So I'm going to go to my frames, and I can make this a cutout. Let's see, what would be a good cutout there? I think that one would be interesting. If I can get it to be big enough. Not quite. Is it worth it? No. Oh, that's better. Okay, the round one is better. So let's just push it over a little bit. Oh, that's really interesting. Okay, that's beautiful. I like that a lot. So now I have created my meme. A meme is just an interesting phrase or a picture that will grab attention or something that will make people think or whatever. And I think this will do that very nicely. It's sort of a circle shape. It's got an absolutely gorgeous sunset, and yet the words stand out boldly. So I like that. I apply that, and now I'll save that to my computer. And I obviously want to change the name because now it's no longer a sunset. It's now a quotation. So I do quote on leadership. Actually, let's do the leadership quote. It'll be more obvious when I go to find it. And I'm going to save it to my computer. Now, of course, I don't want to save it in backgrounds. I'm going to save it in inspiration because I have a big one on inspiration and lots of good stuff in there. And so when I want to post anything, I have lots of things available to me. And I have a leadership quote. So when I want to say something about leadership, there it is. And it's an interesting shape. It'll cause people to look at it and kind of pull their attention. So it does everything that I want. And you can play with it. As I said, with PicMonkey, you have such a wonderful array of things that you can do. And don't hesitate to take full advantage of it. Once again, thanks so much for viewing this video. Let me know if it's helped.